Cool Cat, how are you?
No, yo estoy muy bien, gracias.
Well, Cool Cat, that's Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did that very well.
Mm-hmm.
That's today's lesson.
Mm-hmm. How about that?
You
didn't think
have
I
been
studied.
studying your Spanish. You're way ahead of us.
Fooled you, didn't I?
You are really motivated.
Oh, boy, am I ever.
Well, that is today's lesson. A typical greeting, ¿Cómo está usted? How are you? Estoy muy bien, gracias. I'm just fine. So stick around, amigos, and I hope you've studied as well as Cool Cat has studied for today's lesson.
Be right back.
Yo Hablo, a new approach to speaking Spanish. It's fun and it's easy. I'm your host, Bill Fryer, from the Air University. And this is my friend and confidant, Senor Cool Cat, brought to life by Tom Ryan. With Priscilla Delano from Mexico City as La Señorita Guapa.
Well, I don't know, Gato Fresco, whether I even have to explain anything to you because you've studied the lesson so thoroughly.
Well, maybe we ought to just go over a little bit for some of the other people out there that don't study as well as I do.
Well, all right, just for a little review.
Yeah, a little review.
The key expressions today.
Mm-hmm.
We have that marvelous word again, está.
Stop.
Hmm? Now, last lesson we had using estoy and está for location.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it has another very, very important use, and that is what we call a temporary state or condition, you see. Now, let me give you some examples. When you greet somebody, you've heard this one, I'm sure, many times. Well, of course you have. You just use it with me. This is, ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? Now, you repeat after me these expressions. We'll have Cool Cat repeat them also, but you
Okay.
repeat them. ¿Cómo está usted?
¿Cómo está usted?
How are you? Okay. Yo estoy muy bien. Yo estoy muy bien, gracias.
Yo estoy muy bien, gracias.
Repitan, amigos. Yo estoy muy bien, gracias.
Yo estoy muy bien, gracias.
¿Y usted? And you? ¿Y usted?
¿Y usted?
Muy bien. See, that's just like a greeting, like you say, buenos días. Buenos días, hi. Or you say, hey, how are you? Huh? ¿Cómo está usted? Yo estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted? ¿Y usted?
¿Y usted?
Okay. Now, you ask somebody, ¿cómo está usted? And they would say, estoy de buen humor.
Estoy de buen humor.
Okay. Now, let's get practicing that yo. Let's say, yo estoy de buen humor.
Yo estoy de buen humor.
Yo estoy de buen humor. I'm in a very good mood. How about I'm in a very bad mood?
If you're in a very bad mood, I'm going to leave.
Well, that isn't you. That's why. But you can, for somebody else, you can say, yo estoy de mal humor.
Yo estoy de mal
Humor.
humor.
Yo estoy de mal humor. Yo estoy de mal humor.
Te estoy de mal humor.
Yo estoy de mal humor. Now, suppose we're talking about somebody else. Let's say, Señorita Guapa. Wasn't that a great telephone conversation?
Boy, was that a great telephone.
All right. Miss Good Looking is in a good mood.
She certainly is. Wow.
Always, okay? La señorita guapa está de buen humor.
La señorita guapa está de buen humor.
Now, this isn't true ever, but suppose that she were in a bad mood. How would you say that?
Oh, I'd probably cry a lot.
Well, you start off with la señorita guapa
La señorita guapa
está
está
de mal humor.
de mal humor.
Está de mal humor.
Está de mal humor.
Oh, humor.
Humor.
Humor. Okay. Now, we have many ways that we feel, don't we? Okay. You can say that someone's happy.
How would I say I'm happy?
Okay. You say, yo estoy feliz.
Yo estoy feliz.
You've heard of Felix the cat.
Hey, look, let's not talk about those other guys.
I'm sorry I threw that in there, Gato Fresco.
One star at a time.
Okay. Yo estoy feliz. Yo estoy feliz.
There you go again.
Okay. Well, what if you're sad?
What if I'm sad?
Yeah.
Well, I probably would be thinking of Felix the cat. That's
Well, you would say, yo estoy triste.
Yo estoy triste.
Triste. That has a ring to it, doesn't it?
certainly
Yo
does.
estoy triste.
Yo estoy triste.
Now, he is sad.
He is?
Yeah. Él está triste.
Él está triste. Let's cheer him up.
You know, you're shaking me up so much I can't. él está triste. So we cheer him up. Okay. Él está feliz.
Él está feliz.
Él está feliz.
Look at him smiling,
Okay.
see?
Now, you remember Mr. Tired? His name is Señor Cansado.
Cansado.
That's why he's tired. He's Señor Cansado. Okay. So someone's tired. Okay. Él está cansado.
Él está cansado.
Temporary state or condition. Él está cansado. He's tired. Él está cansado. Okay.
What about if somebody were sick? What would you say?
Okay. Well, you've heard of an infirmary, have you?
Oh, yeah, yes.
So it's very close to that word. It's enfermo.
Ah, enfermo.
Okay. Now, él está enfermo.
Él está enfermo.
Ella está enferma.
Ella está enferma.
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 See, a masculine ends in an O and a feminine ends in an A. Okay, in this case. Okay, ella está enferma. Okay, ella está bien.
Ella
Está bien.
está bien.
Ella está enferma.
Ella está enferma.
Muy bien, muy bien. Now, let's talk about things. Let's talk about things. We talked about people now. Okay, temporary state with things. You ever taken a sip of coffee and boy, hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Oh, yeah. Especially that coffee you got down in Mexico.
Well, or hot in temperature.
Yes, right.
Hot in temperature. Well, you could use that if it were picante. Okay. El café está caliente.
El café está caliente.
Está caliente.
Caliente.
Está.
Está.
Está caliente. Está caliente. Okay. The opposite.
Cold.
You've heard of frigid, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Something frigid.
Frigid Bardot. No, that's Bridget Bardot, isn't it?
Well, el café, again, after sitting around for a while,
El café
está frío.
está frío.
Okay, we have caliente, got
Caliente.
frío. And we got frío.
Frío. Hot and cold.
Okay? Now-
Is that the same, for example, like water, hot and cold faucets and things like that?
Sure. You take a shower. Remember that time in the hotel? Okay. El agua está fría.
El agua está fría.
El agua
The
está
water is
fría.
cold.
Okay. How would you say the opposite?
El agua está caliente.
Caliente. ¡Qué memoria!
Hot water.
¡Qué memoria fantástica! Oh, fantástico. Muy bien. Now, there's something else. Gato fresco.
thank you.
Yeah, I think,
You know, I
el gato fresco
Uh-huh.
está sucio.
I am.
Yuck. El gato fresco está sucio. I bet you could never guess what that meant.
Well, you picked some lint off my forehead. I suppose you're trying to tell me I'm unkept.
Okay, well, let's not dwell into that word.
Right.
Dirty is sucio, but unkept is a much more proper word. But the opposite, which really relates to you much better. El gato fresco, todo está limpio. When you talk about a house, for example,
Right.
la casa está limpia. Boy, it's clean as a whistle.
Oh, yes,
Está
yes.
limpia. Temporary state of condition in some houses. Particularly mine with 7 kids, run around. Okay.
Limpio is clean.
Okay, limpio, okay. If it's a casa, it's limpia. It's limpia. If it's el hotel, for example, el restaurante está limpio. Está limpio.
Está
Okay?
limpio.
Sucio, dirty. Limpio, clean. Limpio, clean.
Avoid
Okay.
the sucio and
Yeah.
look for the limpio, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Now, let us certainly review just very quickly so you remember that verb ser. Okay, that's permanent state of conditions, not temporary. Okay, you talk about somebody being tall. Él es alto. Él
es alto.
Or Mr. Short, he's very short. Él es bajo.
Él es bajo.
El gato fresco es inteligente. Wasn't that nice of me?
It certainly was. What am I?
Permanent state of condition. Intelligent.
I'm a what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, shucks, you couldn't have missed that one. Okay. La señorita guapa es
Marvelous. Gorgeous.
maravillosa, fantástica, estupenda, guapa.
Yeah,
Permanent
yeah,
state
yeah.
of condition.
Sí.
Okay. But está is a temporary state of condition.
Está.
And you remember what the second use of está was? We've had
Permanent and temporary.
well, temporary state of condition which is and permanent for ser. But the other use we had last lesson was for location.
Aha.
Okay. El gato fresco está aquí. El restaurante está en la ciudad. Yo estoy aquí. Aquí, allí, allá.
I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. In the restaurant, as long as Senorita Guapa is with me, oh, that's a
You're
permanent
really
state
picking
too.
up speed now, gato fresco. Your Spanish is just coming out like a charm.
Do you think I'll impress her?
Oh, yes. No doubt about it. Really, no doubt about it.
She just makes my heart flutter.
Those are the expressions for today's lesson, and stick around for the yo repito part
We'll
of
be
our
right back.
lesson.
Huh?
Well, amigos, are you ready for the Yo Repito part of our program? You know, in the countdown, I even had the cameraman, they were going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I guess everybody's getting enthusiastic to speak Spanish. Muy bien, amigos. Today is our second lesson on that very important verb estar, estar. Now, last lesson, we dealt with estar to denote location, to denote location. Por ejemplo, ¿dónde está el hotel? Está en el centro. ¿Dónde está Gato Fresco? Aquí estoy, aquí estoy. ¿Dónde está usted? Estoy aquí, aquí. Location, location. Whereas the verb ser, ser, is a permanent characteristic. For example, I'm an American. Soy, yo soy. I like to use that yo. Let's use it to get in the practice of using it. Yo soy americano. What would you use now, ser or estar, if you were saying, she's beautiful? She's beautiful. You better use es bonita, permanent state or condition, permanent state or condition. You could shatter the whole image of the Spanish language if you said está bonita, temporary state or condition. Well, in very unusual circumstances, you could use está, but generally we use es. Now on to today's lesson. Using estar for temporary state or condition. I think if we look at our cartoons, we may see clearer what we mean. And the first one is an expression that you can almost use as a greeting, and you perhaps have heard this many times. Say, how are you? How are you? ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? How are you? As señorita guapa, as señor, el señor varón. ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? And the answer, yo estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted? Yo estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted? Ok, repita. ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? If I'm walking down the street and I say to you, hey, señor, amigo, ¿cómo está usted? Your answer, yo estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted? And you? Now you want to think about him also, or her also. ¿Y usted? Muy bien. Now, here another temporary state or condition. Señorita guapa, she says, yo estoy de buen humor. I'm in a good mood. Yo estoy de buen humor. Repita, amigos. Yo estoy de buen humor. I'm in a very good mood. And el señor varón, I also. Yo también. Yo también. Now note that word también. Also. We've used that quite a few times, haven't we? Yo también. Repita, amigos. Yo estoy de buen humor. Magnífica pronunciación. Yo también. I also. Yo también. Muy bien, muy bien. Okay, I get the act. And I ask señor varón also. Señor varón, ¿está usted bien? ¿Está usted bien? ¿Está usted bien? Repita, amigos. ¿Está usted bien? Estoy de mal humor. Estoy de mal humor. Now you could say, yo estoy de mal humor. Perfectly correct. Perfectly correct. And you probably are in the mood of using the articles more. That's good. The more Spanish you speak, the more Spanish you're going to know and use. ¿Está usted bien? Estoy de mal humor. Estoy de mal humor. Well, we can't stay in a bad mood too long with this Spanish course, so let's just change the mood immediately and get with Señor Gordo, and he always is happy. Yo estoy feliz. Yo estoy feliz. I am happy. Okay, he says estoy feliz. Fine. Yo estoy feliz. Fine. Estoy feliz. I'm happy.
I'm happy. The opposite of happy, sad. ¿Está triste? ¿Está triste? Are you sad, or is he sad, or is she sad? See, it's indefinite there, isn't it? Now, if you want to be definite, you would say, ¿Está usted triste? ¿Está él triste? ¿Está ella triste? Triste. Feliz. Happy. Triste. Sad. ¿Está triste? ¿Está triste? Okay, I'm looking right at Señor Bajo, and he answers, yo estoy triste. Pobre Señor Bajo. Yo estoy triste. I'm sad. Yo estoy triste, or simply estoy triste. Estoy triste. It's understood with the estoy that it's a yo estoy triste. Repita, amigos. Yo estoy triste. Estoy triste. How about you're happy? Estoy feliz. You're in a good mood. A ver. Aha, you forgot that one, huh? Estoy de buen humor. Repita. Okay. Yo estoy de buen humor. Repita. Magnífica pronunciación. Muy bien. Okay. Para continuar. Now, this next series of cartoons exemplifies exactly what we're talking about with state or condition, permanent state or condition, or temporary state or condition. I asked Señor Gordo, Señor Gordo, ¿está usted gordo? Or else I make a statement, don't I? I don't ask him a question. I said, usted está gordo. Usted está gordo. Usted está gordo. No, amigo. Yo soy gordo. No, amigo. Soy gordo. Or yo soy gordo. Emphasizing the soy. Condición permanente, ¿eh? Condición permanente, ¿eh? Well, you know Señor Gordo. I know Señor Gordo. And Señor Gordo knows Señor Gordo. And he says, condición permanente. Condición permanente. See, poor old Señor Gordo. He has to use the verb soy, doesn't he? Huh? ¿Usted está gordo? No, señor. Soy gordo. Soy gordo. Muy bien. I think that might emphasize the use of estar to you very well. Well, we go back to our good friend, Señor Bajo. And we meet again his friend, Señor Cansado, Mr. Tired. And here we introduce a new expression of greeting. We've had buenos dias, we've had hola, now, which means hi. Now here's another one. ¿Qué tal, amigo? ¿Qué tal, amigo? ¿Qué tal, amigo? How's everything going, in other words? How's tricks, huh? ¿Qué tal, amigo? Which is an informal greeting. ¿Qué tal, amigo? Repita. ¿Qué tal, amigo? Hi, friend, huh? ¿Qué tal, amigo? How's tricks? Okay, give me another greeting. I just gave you one a little while ago. Hola. Okay. Another one. Buenos dias. Perfect. Buenos dias. Perfect. How about another one that we introduced in this lesson? I bet you can't think of it. I sort of slipped it in there fast. Some of you got it, I know. ¿Cómo está usted? Yeah, you're walking down the street. Hey, ¿cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? And what would the answer be? Estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted? Those are greetings. We want to remember those greetings. There's all kinds of ways to greet people, depending on the mood. All right, I said, ¿Qué tal, amigo? To Señor Cansado. And I asked him if he's tired. ¿Está usted cansado? ¿Está usted cansado? ¿Está usted cansado? Are you tired? ¿Está usted cansado? He says, today? Hoy? Hoy? All right, now ask somebody if he's tired. Muy bien. ¿Está usted cansado? Are you tired? Cansado. And what a question to ask, Señor cansado. Are you tired? ¿Está usted cansado? Well, here's a long expression just to drive home a point. Él es ambicioso, pero lo resiste. Es ambicioso, pero lo resiste. I bet you can translate that. Es ambicioso, pero lo resiste. Let's see that cartoon again. And look at that writing. Es ambicioso, pero lo resiste. He's ambitious, but he resists it. Muy bien, amigos. Well, you worked hard with the Yo Repito part of our program. And don't forget that wonderful verb estar. And of course, don't forget that wonderful verb ser. Ser for permanent state of condition, estar for temporary state of condition, or location. There are other rules, but we're going to emphasize, in addition to those, but we're going to emphasize just those. So you will be sure to use the two verbs in the right form. Well, amigos, for our Yo Hablo conversation. Hola, guapa.
Hola, bien.
Guapa, ¿cómo está usted?
Yo estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted?
Guapa, estoy triste.
¿Está triste? ¿Por qué?
Gato Fresco no está aquí.
¿Gato Fresco no está aquí? ¿Por qué? ¿Dónde está?
Está en su casa.
¿En su casa? ¿Está enfermo?
No. No está enfermo. Está cansado.
¿Cansado? ¿Por qué está cansado?
Está preparando su examen de español.
¿Gato Fresco? ¡No me diga!